Hey, Keith, how's it going, buddy?
Mitch, how are you, man?
I am doing fantastic. Got the Sands of Time going. Jesus' bobblehead bobbles a bobbling. We're back in action. It's a lovely summertime Monday.
It is. It's summertime.
Podcast in action.
My kiddos are in summer school. Yours is in baseball
camp right now.
I love summertime. I love all the camps. I love.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to get you.
We got a couple hours of
this,
baseball
that.
camp. We have a couple different hitting practices.
Yep.
And the boys said, "Hey, can you take us by the field today?" I was like, "What do you mean? Like in the 3 hours that you're not at a baseball thing, you want me to just drop you off at a baseball field?" Yes, sir, I can do that.
Yeah. I remember vividly the summers growing up. It was like if you had enough kids, we played baseball. If you didn't have enough kids, we played basketball. If you only had 2 or 3, right? Then we were just shooting some hoops.
Oh, we played wiffle ball. Lots of wiffle
ball. When I was younger, we played wiffle ball, but we also, I don't know if you ever, did you ever have the big red wiffle ball bat?
Oh,
not the skinny yellow one, but the big
red
one.
Bat, we call it. It was creative naming, but we call it red bat.
Red bat.
And the red bat's outlawed for certain ages.
Well, it's also outlawed for hitting fireflies or lightning bug.
That's terrible.
Yeah, dude.
That is
one
terrible.
I never did it. One of my neighbors, we lived in a cul-de-sac.
But by the end of a hot summer night, that bat would glow in the dark.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. But you had little glowing things on the grass too from them. It's terrible. Terrible things kids do. We thought it was funny though. I was like, I don't know, 6.
So red bat, we allow the youngsters to use the red bat.
They're real young
ones.
ones.
Once you graduate above the red bat, then
how do you know? Like, is it skill level?
You're hitting tanks with the red bat. We got to knock you down a notch.
Oof. So
we go from red bat to blue bat. We have a blue slurve bat.
Okay.
That is middle of the road, and then
the
yellow bat is, so it goes red, blue, yellow.
Okay.
Is the progression. So
now that we're on the topic of baseball,
hey, look at us.
I wanna talk about.
We can talk for hours. We can talk till camp ends.
I want to talk about your theory about baseball and life. I don't think the listeners have heard this, and I think it's a great perspective. So go ahead, hit us with it.
Well, it's just my intro to get people talking about, because a lot of people don't like baseball.
Right. Because it's boring.
And that's how I find unlikely friends. If you don't like baseball and we become friends, it's very unlikely that would have happened.
I'm going to cut you off for a second. I feel like baseball 10 years ago was a lot more boring than today. Now that they have the pitch count where you got to pitch within a certain
true, but in a general from
still boring.
From t-ball to professional back to slow pitch softball. In a general, when compared to other competitive sports, baseball, like life, is more so boring with bursts of excitement as opposed to sustained excitement.
Yeah.
Right? Like football, you don't want to really, football's just going all the time. You can't keep that pace up. But there's been extended baseball games. And then if you go back through antiquity, like some of the other very similar sports like cricket or those can be games that last like weeks.
Oh, I've never seen a cricket game.
Yeah, and that's not sustainable with like other sports. Like if you tried to have a football game that lasted more than 4 hours, right?
Yeah,
there'd be guys just dying. Like it would just be like this isn't sustainable.
Yeah.
But a baseball, you can have a round the clock baseball game. There's fundraisers they do of those that are 24 hour baseball games.
Yeah. I think professional wise, you get into an issue with long sustained games of just wearing out your pitchers, right? But when you're kids, and you're playing.
Well, hey, I was at the game Friday night. The Royals were not doing well. The bullpen was struggling.
Oh, was it?
And so we brought in a position player. Dude was throwing the final inning. He was throwing like 65 miles an hour, and it was really messing with the Padres. Yeah, he recorded the last 2 outs, close the inning, and then the Royals came up, and man, they strung together a beautiful bottom of a ninth.
Oh yeah,
ended up tying run at the plate. runners at second and third. And he's the guy that started off that inning with the solo home run. We bat all the way around. We got two outs.
Yep.
Hits a tank to center field. Was it Melendez? Anywho, tank to center field, came up. I don't know. It seemed like 3 foot shy of the wall. Might have been 6, but would have tied it and forced it into extras.
But they caught it.
They caught it. Game over. Yeah. But it was exciting. Bursts of excitement.
Yeah.
Stick around to the end. Kind of like life. Stick around to the end. There's going to be bursts of excitement all the way through. I can guarantee it. There's going to be things that are bursts of excitement. You just can't expect it to be all excitement all the time.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about that is I think about the people that are always constantly seeking that thrill, right? They're always constantly like trying to skydive and all that kind of stuff, right? Sorry.
No, so anyway, I was going to say, so a couple other things. I got these baseball theories about baseball and life. And, so it's this very gentlemanly game. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we talked about this. Like the officials, the guys officiating this game, wear a suit.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Like the umpires. A suit jacket, right? Like
for what? Oh, for baseball. Oh, yeah,
right?
I guess that's true. I guess that's true.
Very interesting. Like, you don't get that in other sports because they're running and jumping and, like, Ed Hockley, the old NFL official, looks like he spends 50 hours a week in the gym just to be able to keep up on the football field.
Dude, that's what I always think about. Some of these guys, like, on the football field, they're older.
Yeah.
And they're probably running 6, 7, 8 miles.
Soccer
game,
referees, man.
Yeah.
They're going. They're in shorts. Like, they got places to go, stuff to do, whistles to blow, cards to hold up. Baseball, they're wearing a suit. Black suit. It's formal.
Yeah.
No
tie.
No.
No bow tie or
very,
anything like
very
that.
formally. Historically, probably was ties. Other things I like about the it's very polite. It's a very polite sport.
Baseball is polite.
Very polite sport. Watch. Here you go. So here's how anything can happen. The pitcher must step onto the pitcher's plate, the pitching rubber, if you will. So once he is in contact with that, and then he's obliged to wait. Then when the batter's ready to participate, he has to be inside a box.
Yeah.
Once he's fully inside the box and has let the man in the suit know that he is now ready, the pitcher now has the opportunity to offer a pitch to the batter. Now the batter gets to choose
whether to swing or not.
Whether he would like to make an attempt at or not at that pitch.
Hey, now you're stretching.
No, this is not a stretch. So then it gets then he has multiple chances whether he denies it or attempts at it. Okay? And it goes back and forth like that. You offer, I will decide, and then when you decide to swing, if you make contact and you place the ball into fair territory, now you're obliged to run 90 feet. No more.
No, you could run more.
You can, but you're not obligated to.
No, that's true.
You can choose to run that 90 and just stop. And then you make it there safely. Now you're safe. You're safe, Keith. There was a burst of excitement. You had a 90-foot sprint, but now you're safe. Everything's okay.
That 90-foot sprint could be difficult for me sometimes.
Everything's okay. You're safe. Now, then you get to choose what you can then decide to attempt to advance further, but it may not be safe to do so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you never know.
A lot of things to take into account. But here's the other deal. All of us on the baseball field, we have one goal.
To win.
And George Carlin, great stand-up comedian, used this derogatorily against baseball, but I
see it as a positive.
I see it as positive. We all have one goal: to be safe at home.
Yeah, true.
To be safe at home, Keith. That's what everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to be safe at home. Now, compare that to life.
I mean,
Where's
sacrifice flies?
Sacrifice flies gets someone where?
Someone else, not them.
Gets them where? You want as
Hopefully.
many people on your team to be as safe at home
See,
as
now
possible.
that's different than saying you want to be safe at home. Like I do want to be safe at home, but I also want everybody else to be safe at home.
It's just sacrificial
As many people as possible on my team,
on my team.
and less from the other team.
Now we're getting evangelical.
I'm just saying.
See?
You don't account for that, do you? How you don't want the other team to be safe at home.
Well, all you want
You want them to be
you just want
stranded
to be more
and
safe.
out.
You just want to be more safe than they are. At the end of the
True.
day, it doesn't matter how many.
You want more of your players to be safe than their players.
Yeah.
So that's a very optimistic way of looking at
Yeah.
it versus my pessimistic
Yeah,
way
it
to look
is.
at
It is. What other things?
So hold on, let's backtrack. We talked about baseball for a minute. So I like your analogy of baseball's like life, generally
Oh, I have all sorts of them.
boring. You have to have a lot of patience to kind of stand there and wait. Sometimes there's no action from you, right? Like you could be a center fielder and you're just standing there for a whole inning or 2 or 3 or 4 because the pitcher's just getting strikeout after strikeout.
Or you're just sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Or you're just a relief pitcher and you're not even on the bench with the other guys. You're in the back of the
The
field
bullpen.
and just hanging out, eating sunflower seeds,
See?
not doing anything. And then all of a sudden the phone rings and you're like, whoa, some excitement.
Yeah.
Oh, not me.
I think it's awesome
Sit
that
back
they
down.
still use that closed circuit phone.
Phones,
That's
right?
super cool. Because it should just be like the manager should go out to the mound, pull a cell phone out of his pocket, and text.
Text.
Like, send him in.
Or you think like they'd have some kind of computerized system or something like with a screen. They could just be like boop,
Yeah.
and it, like the player's name or whatever, and then it just goes to the other screen in the bullpen, and it's like,
And maybe it does. I haven't even watched on. I haven't even seen the call to the bullpen. On the radio, they're like, "Oh, this call to the bullpen was sponsored by," and then they go in advertisement. I listen to a lot of baseball on the radio, Keith.
oh, do you?
Yeah, we should call games.
I
We
don't
should
know.
podcast.
I don't
We
know if
we
we
should
do
call.
that.
We should call some t-ball games up at Mac Porter Park.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Oh man, those t-ball games, wild. But thinking about this topic, and stuff. I think t-ball in a weird way is helping my 5-year-old learn a little bit of patience, right? Because he wants the ball every time.
It's an engaging way to know that there's possibilities out there, but it isn't all about you all the time.
Yeah. He always wants the ball all the time, and then if he gets put on a base to like cover a base, he wants to stand on it. And what I find hilarious is that so like this last game, he started off as the pitcher, loved it because he gets the ball almost every time, right? Throws it to first. Then he took second base in the second inning, right? And so he's standing on the base. Well, the other kids that like made it to first and then they come to second, he's standing on the base, so they don't like shove him off or stand on the base too. They just kind of stand there and kind of like look at him, and then he kind of like looks at them, and they're just like looking at each other, and then he'll be like, I have a glove. You can tell like it's this like 5-year-old conversation or whatever, but at no point is this other kid like, I think I'm supposed to be standing on that base.
Well, here's my years of baseball coaching recommendation with the t-ball level. You gotta make the distinction between second base and second base position, and when you add that word to it, defensively saying, all right, Parker, you're going to go play second base position.
See, what I think is better is if you just draw a circle in the dirt and say, stand there.
And explain to them that there is second base position.
I'm not even sure you need to do that yet, but just here's the circle.
They're
You
little
stand there.
sponges, man.
I
They're
know.
little sponges. You got to give them the opportunity to stretch and grow.
Do you know what his favorite part of t-ball is?
Smashing that thing off the tee, I hope.
He likes that. No, absolute favorite part.
Snacks afterwards.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey, that's
Got
my
it.
second guess.
Yep. Snacks afterwards.
All right, now What kind of post T-ball game snack dad are you? You're not doing orange slices, are you? Come on now.
No, that's a soccer thing.
All right.
Orange slices are soccer things. We did on our turn. It was Parker's birthday, so we did birthday cupcakes
Heck yeah.
and mini cans of, I think, Coke or something like that.
Woo.
Oh no, we did Gatorade. We did Gatorade.
Okay,
Gatorade.
we'll
But
hydrate.
then
Well, hydration with your sugar.
We've got the little mini cans of the spiced Coke. It's like a limited time thing, but Sam's was like clearancing out like a case of 30 of them for like $4.
Like Christmas Coke?
I don't know because I don't drink sugar anymore, but it's like
spiced?
it's like cinnamon in it. It's like cinnamon
Sounds
kind.
like a Christmas Coke.
The kids love it. But it's their clearance. It was like $4 for 30, right? So what do I do? Well, summertime's coming up. You know, we got the garage fridge. We're spending time outside. Let's load up on some Cokes, right? So I get like 2 or 3 of these packages, put them in the cart, and my wife looks at me and she says, "That's enough." I'm like, "They're $4." No, that's not enough. I think I bought 10.
Oh my.
Well, we sent one with Piper to last day of school, like last week of school. They had like a fun week or whatever, and we're like, we'll bring drinks one day. Sent a whole case of Coke, and then I think we sent something else in case the kids didn't like caffeine or sugar or whatever. Some
spiced Coke,
some flavored water or whatever. So what is your advice though for people that are in the, like, I feel like I'm probably in that moment of, now it's a little excitement now because I just sent the littlest one to summer school, so I've got like lots of time on my hands, so that's way more exciting. But obviously come October, when all my kids are in school and you know I got all this free time, it's going to get boring.
Well,
with no burst of excitement.
Oh, but there will be.
You think?
Oh yeah, you got to look for them. You have to. Here's the advice.
Okay.
I got this from a sermon a long time ago. It stuck with me. I use it all the time. Probably use it as often as I use the "Lord is with you, mighty warrior" quote. I also use this: lower.
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Lower your expectation, increase your commitment.
Yeah. Commit to not being bored.
No, just find the other thing, the thing you're gonna increase your commitment to.
That's what I need to figure out.
And you got to lower your expectation.
Yeah, my expectations are pretty low.
So here's figure out the three B's of life for you, and we're gonna flesh this out on the podcast.
3 B's of life. B. Okay, 3 B's of life. Number 1.
So no, hold on. I'm gonna back it up. We're gonna have to figure this out, and it may not be B's. Maybe we need a different letter.
Okay.
But in baseball, every player on the field has a B whenever the ball is in play.
You're either going after the ball.
So you have ball,
base,
bag, or base, whichever one you want to go. Ball, base, or backup.
Backup, yeah.
Right? Those are your 3. Yeah. Those are your 3. Defensive view, ball.
Yep, we've talked about this.
Ball, bag, backup. So you just got to figure that out in life. If I'm not getting the ball. If you're not getting the ball's the exciting part, right?
Oh yeah.
But
kids love getting the ball.
And then the second most exciting
on
part
a base
is getting to that bag, because the guy with the ball, you got the assist.
Yep.
The guy with the ball there's gonna be the assist. You're gonna take part. You're gonna take part in that action.
You're a little nervous. You don't want to err.
Yep. And then there's backup,
which nobody wants to do.
Oh, everybody. It's one of the best, because then it gets really exciting if the guy in the bag needed the backup.
Did you see the clip? Now this totally is related.
All right, yeah.
Did you see the clip of the pitcher that ran down? Okay, or maybe it was a catcher. No, I think it was a pitcher. All right, so it was a college game, right? You had
college baseball's on right now. It's great.
First, second, third, bases loaded. Or maybe it was just second and third. Doesn't matter. Ball gets hit. Okay, a little blooper to the infield. Catcher grabs it. Third base is running home. All of a sudden, this guy's in a pickle, right?
Yep.
Because he doesn't know whether to go back or run. So like picking it back and forth. Well, anyways, tosses it to the third base guy, right? Third baseman got the ball, pickling this guy, tosses it back to the catcher, misses. Pitcher grabs it, runs, tags out third, guy running home, then runs all the way to second, tags the guy running back to second from third.
Wow.
Dude, lightning fast. Lightning fast.
See?
So yeah, to your point,
Very exciting.
right? As a pitcher, he could have just stood there.
Yeah.
He didn't have the ball. He doesn't really have a base or bag,
Well, he should have had backup.
but he was the backup.
That's right. See? This is good stuff.
This is good stuff.
So,
I gotta find my backup.
What's that look like in life?
I don't know.
What's the backup opportunities look like in life?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what you got to figure. I guess that's what you got to figure out, right? Like you got to figure out. So my primary existence, I feel like, is taking care of the kids, right? So
Okay.
if they're at school, and they don't need me immediately to take care of them.
So, well,
I don't have the ball.
no.
Dude, the
so when
teachers
they're-
got the ball.
When they're at school, they got the ball.
They got
Or-
the ball. Teachers got the ball.
Yep. So then you've got bag, which is home
Home
base,
base.
right?
I'll just hang out.
No. You got to be doing a job there.
I'm hanging out until the ball gets back to me.
Yeah. So I mean,
Oh, so I can like clean the base,
yeah.
make sure the base is in tidy order,
That's
make
when
sure there's no holes in the base. From
you get to
cleats.
be so much more efficient when you don't have all the extra help doing the things, right?
Oh man, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
So it's like me with the kids. So now when it's summertime, so during the school year, when I'm getting kids, you wake them up,
Right,
and they're
get 'em
getting
ready to
ready for
go.
school and stuff.
Get the lunch is made.
Well, that's
Yep.
when I empty the dishwasher, put away all the stuff,
you
prep
get
in the
around.
kitchen stuff for that. Now, when school's out, that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes their job. I know you're shaking your head at me, but
It should be their job all the time. Penny's job is the dishes and the table. Got to keep the dishes clean, the sink clean, the table clean.
But
Piper's floor, shoes.
automation is for when everyone else is sleeping.
No.
So the dishwasher runs
You know the last
overnight.
You know the last time that I took out the trash in my house?
When do you run your dishwasher, Keith?
At night. Penny does the dishes after we eat dinner.
When do you run the dishwasher?
At night.
When does it stop running and it's done with its ridiculously long dry
8
cycle?
o'clock, 9 o'clock.
You're in bed.
Yeah.
So then who puts them away?
Penny does when she gets home from school.
That's way too long to wait.
No, because the only dishes that we're going to create between now and then is breakfast. And most of the time the kids are having Pop-Tarts or something like that, where they can just, there's no
Do you
dishes
remember
for it.
when
Just me and my
Pop-Tarts
cereal
weren't
bowl.
frosted?
Dude, I love the strawberry Pop-Tarts unfrosted. They're still my favorite today.
I like the edges of the
Oh,
cinnamon
yeah.
brown sugar ones.
Well-
where it's just a little hint of or the edge of like the cherry one. I think the filling of the cherry Pop-Tart,
Strawberry.
I know, I'm telling you what I think about the filling of the cherry one. Do you know what I think it is? Chapstick. I'm sure of it. I'm sure
Chapstick.
it's the same thing that goes in the chapstick tube. It just has a higher sugar content. But other than that, it's the same thing. They take chapstick, put some sugar in it, put it in a pastry.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I ate
Chapstick?
a whole box of Pop-Tarts? The 6-pack. Remember back in the day, they were 6-packs. They weren't. Are they 8
I get
now?
confused because they come in pairs.
Yeah. I mean, 3 packs
How many
of 2.
foil sleeves? And
3.
remember, they used to be paper. Do you remember the paper Pop-Tart sleeves? It was a harder foil. It was like a foil on the inside, but it was like a paper on the outside, and it looked like it was paper, but it was like, or was that Toastums?
I think that's Toastums, which don't compare to Pop-Tarts in any way, shape, or form. And this is an
Well,
interesting
actually,
side.
shape and form.
No.
Very comparable.
In-
They're both
in-
rectangular
in-
pastries that go in a toaster.
In life, there's some things that you don't buy the generic of.
Okay.
In life, you just never buy the generic mustard.
Okay.
You never, not that I eat ketchup, but you never buy the generic ketchup.
Interesting.
Okay. You never buy the generic olive.
Interesting.
Most
Okay.
of the time they're not. They're like the store brand olive versus, Lindsay olive. And Pop-Tarts.
Do you know? Do you know what a Hydrox cookie is?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was the original.
Oh, was it really?
It came before Oreo. It was
Before Oreo?
It was my mom's cookie of choice. Was the Hydrox.
See, I don't mind. I don't mind an Oreo. I don't mind the Always Save. Oh, do you know the Keebler fudge, where it's like the
Little Min.
shortbread? No, the shortbread round.
Oh yeah,
With the chocolate.
you like
bottom.
the off-brand one of those better.
Oh no, it doesn't matter to me whether it's a Keebler or the off-brand. They're both delicious.
I like the double fudge stuffed Keebler elves.
Oh yeah, with the little guys with the chocolate.
Oh,
in
yeah.
it. Yeah. Those are good.
Oh, the double stuffed ones.
Those are good. Anyway, you just never buy generic of those. You never buy generic Pop-Tarts because they're disgusting. So we don't buy generic
And
Pop-Tarts.
you know,
and I don't buy things that are not on sale.
well, this is a bad time to tell you, but I've been emailing back and forth with Toastums about a sponsorship. Just blew that.
We'll just delete the episode.
Well, I just don't know that Toastums qualifies as generic. It's the other brand.
Yeah,
it's like the
but
Pepsi to the Coke.
Here's my thing. Yeah, I don't drink Pepsi either.
I know, but see what I'm saying? It's not an off brand. They're Toastums.
Man, we are talking a lot about potential sponsors right now. Maybe we shouldn't talk about whether we don't like them.
I haven't said a derogatory word about any of them.
Just the opinionated guy in the group.
Just the opinionated guy.
Well, I think this has been great. I think you've helped me out a little bit with my dilemma that's coming up, and I really think if you guys are still listening, at this point,
I got something to close it with.
okay,
Jesus said, "In my Father's house there are many rooms."
this is true.
If this was not true, would I not be going there ahead of you to make a place for you?
Yeah.
And that's a paraphrasing because I don't have my Bible in front of me.
That's an okay paraphrase.
And we've had a long discussion about
baseball and Toastums.
No, you and I have discussed in the past about the accuracy of quoting scripture that's been translated many times over. And so I don't get too bent out of shape with the exact identical translations. But what Jesus is saying there is he wants each and every one of you to be safe at home.
At his home.
See?
At his Father's home.
We just tied a theological bow.
Look at that.
On this conversation.
And if you made it this far, I'm so proud
God bless you. We love you.
And if you've made it this far in this podcast, I don't know why you won't like and subscribe to this.
I think you probably already have.
Put a rating in 5. I don't know. Whatever you're on. I think the podcast wise is rated with stars.
Ooh. And give us a comment whether you'd like to hear us do play-by-play calls of local T-ball games.
Yeah.
If there's an appetite for it, we'll do it.
Dude, that would be fun.
So, all right. Love you guys.
Later.